Allegedly.
There's no...
Thanks for that, boys. Very, very refined. Well done, you guys. Right, the website vote is now closed, and we'll soon find out whether Olivia or Kit will be facing their idea of food heaven. I love how, by the way, you're just chat, and as soon as I start, you go... You have to, like, it's like being in school. Right, onwards. Now, I'm delighted to introduce a chef who's transformed his life thanks to the Duke of Edinburgh Award. He's going to whip up a delicious weeknight recipe while sharing his incredible story, so please welcome Jon Watts. Thank you. Thank you for coming here. Now, first of all, let's talk about the recipe very quickly, and then I want to talk all about your life, because it is incredible.
Yeah, so this is what I'm all about. Speedy Weeknight Meals, made simple for your everyday person. So I'm making bang bang salmon with sesame roasted broccoli, which you're going to get on with now.
OK.
It's just using ingredients you can find in any supermarket, or you might have them in the cupboard already, and it takes no time at all, which you'll see now.
Now we're going to talk about your book. There's a version of this coming out at the end of August.
Yes.
Before we get on to that, let's talk about how this all came about, because it's a really uplifting story, I think.
It's incredible. I mean, when I think that that's my life, I sort of, you know, it feels like a story to me as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, at 18 years old, I was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison.
Yeah.
Which, as you can imagine, for any young person in that situation, it's...
For anyone at all.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But, I mean, I felt like my life was over before it had even begun. And, you know, going into that situation, I wanted to do anything I could to give myself a better opportunity for when I was released.
Sure.
And the main thing that came up, or the main thing that sort of had the biggest effect on my life, is the Duke of Edinburgh Award.
Right.
I ended up doing the bronze, silver and gold.
Whilst inside?
Whilst inside.
I mean, that's astonishing. Because it's tough to do on the outside. When you've got all the support that you could possibly need and everything at your disposal.
Yeah.
How on earth do you do that whilst inside?
Well, I mean, you can imagine there's a lot of distractions in prison as well. There's a lot of peer pressure as well.
Yeah.
But no, in terms of... I mean, everyone always asks, how do you do the expedition when you're in prison?
Sure.
Because obviously you're supposed to be stomping up hills and camping out. And what we did, we sort of had to adapt, and we did something called the Jailers Challenge. It was team building, it was sort of working together, and it just helped sort of improve confidence, self-esteem, that sort of thing.
So how does that sort of manifest itself inside? What does the Jailers Challenge become?
Well, it's the expedition side.
Yeah.
So it was... what someone on the outside would do is, you know, stomping up the hills, as I said. We were doing that in place of it. And then you know, obviously we have to sort of adapt the other sections as well. So for the volunteering, I was a listener, which is basically a Samaritan in the prison. So we're trained by the Samaritans to listen to other inmates.
OK.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big ask, I'd say. Because
it's
you're responsible for somebody's kind of inner feelings and thoughts, and which I presume is not a hard thing to...
And when you're living in that environment with those people as well, and it's a massive responsibility, but it was a big life lesson as well, you know, learning about people, learning about myself as well.
Right.
And having that responsibility, it improved every aspect of my life.
So before I put this away, so this is broccoli, sesame seeds, sesame oil, bit of soy...
Bit of honey as well,
Okay.
So straight in the oven. So it's just taking your humble piece of broccoli and making it exciting.
OK.
And this is going to be served alongside this crispy, sweet and spicy salmon.
Right, OK. And what were the spices that went in there?
So I put some ground ginger, some garlic granules, paprika and salt and pepper.
Now, we've spoken in rehearsals the other day, actually, about how you relied on the kindness of people on the inside, a lot of the prison guards to help you through this.
Yeah.
But also, on the top of that, you then came out on day release and went into hospitality.
I did. So towards the end of my sentence, I was moved to a resettlement unit, which is like an open prison. So I could go out and work. And I got a job in one of Jamie Oliver's restaurants.
OK.
And I was going out at 7 in the morning, working until 7 in the evening.
Right.
And
then going back inside.
And then going back inside.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, so you get a taste of the outside, and it all becomes a bit familiar.
It's all very surreal. It's all very surreal. It's not a real taste of the outside as such, because you're so, like, determined to just sort of keep on the right track and go straight to work and come back. So it still felt like I was in prison. Yeah. If that makes sense. It's very, very hard to describe.
No, I'm sure. But you know, I'm trying to understand what the thoughts and the feelings are of being locked up for so long, and yet sort of still kind of, you know, trying to centre your life, still trying to make something of yourself, and yet you're enclosed. You've got four walls and you've got all these restrictions.
Yeah, I think that's where my sort of drive comes from now, from being in that environment. And ever since I've come out, I've just had the most sort of successful career, the most incredible career, the most incredible experiences. And it's all because of that, you know, finding that passion while working towards the Duke.
So not only did you manage the bronze, the silver and the gold Duke of Edinburgh Awards, you now do stuff for the DofE.
I do.
Don't you? You go and give speeches.
I'm often, sometimes I'm in prisons, in schools, sometimes I'm sort of doing talks for the Duke of Edinburgh Award to sort of help them raise funds, because none of it would have been possible had I not been funded by the people that funded it.
I mean, and do you think, I mean, you're the poster boy for this now. Do you think this is an award scheme that would, you know, help other people in your situation?
Absolutely. I mean, I've always said it helps every young person. You know, it's known for being for the posh kids. Yeah. And I think it helps them. I think it helps people in disadvantaged backgrounds. I've always said it works very well as a rehabilitation tool. Yeah. Because it just helps as a template to set a young person up for life outside. It helps them to believe in themselves. I think that was the biggest thing for me. Aside from giving me confidence, aside from sort of helping me to find my passion by putting me out there and learning a new skill, which was cooking.
And on top of the cooking, you've got a huge social media following. You've got about 800,000 people on Instagram. On Instagram. Which is about 700,000 more than I've got. You've also got this book out, but this is coming out on the 29th of August.
Yes.
29th of August.
So honestly, Jon, so Speedy Weeknight Meals, we were having a look through. It is such a gorgeous book. It is full of incredible recipes. You want to cook everyone. And please take this the right way. There's nothing scary in here. Like, you look at them and you feel everyone you could have a go at doing. You've got one pot, you've got family. There's just so much in here. It is, to write a cookbook is no mean feat, but to do it against how you've done it is quite extraordinary. It's such an inspiration.
Oh, thank you so much. That's exactly what I was going for, so I'm so glad that's what you take from it.
Guys, you've all got the dish in front of you.
Yes, can we
dive into that while we plate this up. OK, so there you go. There's that. So talk about this sauce. What was it?
So the sauce, like I mentioned earlier, with everything just being things that you would have in the cupboard, this is 4 ingredients. You've got sriracha. Thank you very much. You've got sriracha. You've got honey, sweet chilli sauce, and some yoghurt, some natural yoghurt or Greek yoghurt. Okay. And it just makes, just those 4 ingredients makes the most incredible spicy, sweet sauce.
OK. So, sorry.
Sorry, it's my fault.
Honestly, it's... I've had quite an emotional week. Had I know this story on Wednesday, I would have been in bed. I'm so glad I didn't come to see your play on Wednesday or Tuesday after the last weekend. But honestly, it's a brilliant story. I think what you've done with your life is it's just fantastic. I'm lost for words. I think you're an absolute gift to this. Real inspiration.
That's very kind.
Yeah.
How's the food?
Delicious.
So
Beautiful. Great.
What a story.
Yeah, well, I think an autobiography next, please, Jon. You need to write the story.
My goal is Sunday Times bestseller, and then it gives me a little bit of an ending. Not quite an ending.
OK.
We're only just beginning.
Well, here's that. Anyway, listen.
Yeah, well done.
Honestly. Thank you. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to tuck into this in just a bit. Now we're going to soon find out whether Olivia or Kit will be facing their food heaven. But first, let's head round to Marcus's small holding for a chilled summer soup.